once you bring your basil in, you're going to want to clean it up really good, wash it, and here's what I like to do, is I take an old beach towel and I clean it really well, wash it off, and then I lay it on a beach towel like this to dry, roll it up, and then, in just a little short period of time, the leaves are dry. You don't want to try to process them when they're wet because it's kind of going to make your pesto a little soggy. All right, when I was a little girl, my mom used to can all the time, and I'm surprised I even like to do it now because I'd have to sit there for hours with my brother Ricky and we'd be shelling green beans or something. But pesto, it's just a lot of fun to do, and it's so easy. Every time I do this, though, I remember my mom, and this was her little bottle grabber. When you sterilize your bottles, you'd reach in the hot boiling water and bring them out. So it's just kind of like nice to have her here with me as we work today. Okay, everybody has a recipe for pesto. Everybody. Mine is really simple. I go by a rule of what I call 8 to 1, meaning I like to use 8 cups of fresh basil leaves. Once you've got them all cleaned, you just got to sit there and pick off all the leaves. I suggest you get a great old movie, a nice glass of wine, and have fun picking leaves off. Okay, then I put a handful of garlic in. And at the fresh market, at the farmer's market, you can buy it already peeled. That's the only time I do it is when I'm canning pesto because that's a lot of work to do all of them. So I'm going to put in my garlic, just a handful, and turn on my food processor. And you just want to chop that up, okay? And then I'm going to add my fresh basil leaves. And it's amazing. I mean, I can't believe how many leaves you can get off of one plant. I'm really pretty much had it with canning this year of the basil because, I started out early. I planted too many plants like I always do. I've put up at least 30 jars of pesto. Some I put in the freezer and some I use, of course, fresh, and then I can some, which is different for me this year. Usually I don't do that part, but I said, why not? I've got so much to do. From now on, after this batch, I'm just giving away the leaves and everybody can make their own pesto. Okay, so I've got my leaves in, just going to turn it on again. And we just want to chop this up. And once you get it chopped up, you want to just come in with your spatula and just kind of push it down off the sides and rake in any of that garlic that's still lingering. We're going to be doing more chopping, so don't worry about getting it just, pureed fine. We don't need to worry about that at this stage. Okay, now, my 8 to 1, 8 cups of the basil and then 1 cup of Parmesan or Romano cheese, whichever you like. Some people say, oh, if you're going to freeze it, don't add the cheese. It doesn't freeze well. I found it freezes really great. So, everybody, like I said, has their own recipe. Then these are pine nuts, 1 cup of pine nuts. And I really suggest if you're going to make a lot of this that you shop at one of those bulk places to get your pine nuts and your cheese and garlic because it is expensive, but you can really save a lot of money doing that. Okay, once I got those in there, then I've got 1 teaspoon of black pepper, coarse black pepper, and 1 teaspoon of sea salt. Okay, all right, so then I'm going to put this all back on. I'm going to chop this up. And pulse it a little bit if you want to knock down some more of it. And this one, just go ahead and really get it going so it's chopping it up a lot finer. Okay, part of my 8 to 1, 8 ounces of good virgin olive oil. Don't try to skimp on this and buy a cheap olive oil because your pesto will just not taste well. So everything you cook is only as good as what you put in it. Okay, so now I want to drizzle this in the top while it's going. That way it keeps the olive oil from separating. So I'm just going to turn it on and just drizzle a little bit at a time. Look at that gorgeous color. Okay, once you've got it, take a look at this. I just think this is so beautiful. Look at that green color.